Okay, this is the review for the quiz. The quiz is on different measures of central tendency, such as mean, median, mode, and range. It's on different visual representations of data, and it's on normal distribution. Okay, so for number one, the following table shows the top home run hitters of the 2019 New York Yankees. Calculate the mean, median, mode, and range of the data. Okay, so first thing you're gonna have to do is you have to list them from smallest to biggest. Okay, list them from smallest to biggest. I would just check them off as you go. So we have the smallest number on here is 12, and we have 1, 2, 3 of them. Okay, so let's list out those three. I'll do it over here. The next smallest number is 13, so we have a 13 up here, and then we have a 13 down here. So check them both off, and let's write them both. The next smallest number in the table is 16. It's just one of those. The next smallest number is 21. Now, it's actually two of those. So check them both off and write them both. And keep going. Next smallest number is 26. Check 26. Then we have 27. And then we have 28. There's a lot of home runs on this team. And then the next smallest number is 34. And then we have 38. Okay. Now let's do the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, the mean is when you add up all the numbers and then you divide by however many numbers there are. So when you add up all the numbers, I'll save you the time, you're going to get 273. When you add up all the numbers, you get 273. And you're going to divide that by 13 because of 13 numbers in the table above. Okay, so divide by 13. And that's going to give you exactly 21. Okay, exactly 21. Okay. The median we'll do next. The median is the number in the middle after you range them from least to greatest. So there's 13 numbers in total, which means this is going to be the number in the middle. Okay, because if you look, there are 6 numbers below that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 6 numbers above that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the median is also 21. The mode is the number that occurs the most often. There could be no mode. There could be more than one mode. We have 3 12s. We have 2 13s, 2 21s. Nothing else repeats. So the number that occurs the most often is 12. So that's the mode. And the range is when you take the biggest number and you subtract out the smallest number. So we do 38 minus 12, which is going to give you 26 for the range. Okay. So that was example 1 on the quiz review. That one had an odd number of values. Now we're going to do one that has an even number of values, and you'll see the difference. The following table shows the average points per game by the players in the 2018-2019 Providence Friars. Calculate the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay. So first put them from smallest to biggest. Smallest number is 1.0. Next smallest number in the table is 1.1. Next smallest number in the table is 2.7. Next smallest number is 3.2. Then we have 3.7. Then we have 3.8. Next we have 6.7. And 7.1. Keep going. 9.6. And 9.8. And 11.7. And finally 16.0. Make sure you don't miss any, okay? That's all 16. I mean, that's all 12. And now let's go in order. Let's do mean, median, mode, and range, okay? Mean, when you add up all the numbers and you divide by the total numbers that you have. So when you add them all up, you get 76.4. This time we're going to divide it by 12 because there's 12 numbers in the data set. It's going to be approximately 6.4 points per game. Okay. Okay, next up, we'll do the median. Whenever you have an even number of values, in this case we have an even number because we have 12, it means there's going to be two numbers in the middle that you're going to use for your median. Okay? In this case, it's the two numbers I just boxed in. Okay? Because if you look, there's 5 numbers below that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 5 numbers above that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to get the median, you're going to add those two numbers I boxed in, add them together, and then divide by 2. So 3.8 plus 6.7. Add them, divide by 2. Going to give you 5.25 when you do it. Okay? Add them together first. 3.8 plus 6.7, and then you divide by 2. The mode is the number that occurs the most often. And in this example, there is no number that occurs more than once. So that means there's no mode. So I'm going to say mode equals none. Don't put 0 because that would mean you're saying the mode is 0. There is no mode, so say mode equals none. And the range is when you do the biggest number minus the smallest number. So in this case, it'll be 16 minus 1, which equals 15. Next page. The histogram below shows the yearly math grades of students in a class. Part A, how many students have an average in the 70 to 79 range, which is right here. Read over. You'll see the frequency is 8, so 8 students. Part B, how many more students have an average in the 80 to 89 range than in the 60 to 69 range? So from 80 to 89, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to label above each one. So we did part A already. There's 8 over here. Let's do that. It's going to come in handy later. So 80 to 89, there are 12 students. 60 to 69, there are 2 students for the frequency. So how many more students are in this range, 80 to 89, than this range, 60 to 69? Just subtract the 2. 12 minus 2 is 10. So 10 more students. Part C, what percentage of students have a grade of 80 or higher? So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take the number of students, 80 or higher, and divide by all of the students. Okay, so that means we need each interval. We have 2 here, 8 here, 12 here. This interval, 0 to 59, has 1 student. And this interval, 90 to 100, has 5 students. So we're going to have to divide. The denominator is going to be all of the students. So let's see how many students we have in total. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 8 is 11, plus 12 is 23, plus 5 is 28. And the numerator is going to be the students that have a grade of 80 or higher. So it's going to be 12 plus 5 is 17. Not bad. 17 divided by 28 gives you 0.607, and you're going to convert that to a percentage because the question asked you for a percentage. So it'll be approximately 60.7% of students. Okay, 2 more. On a recent calculus test, the mean score was 77 and the standard deviation was 7. Construct a normal distribution curve and label up to 3 standard deviations in each direction. All right. Let's draw our curve. Perfect. The average, or the mean, is 77. That goes in the middle. Draw our sections now. Good. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Let's label the percents. 34 and 34. 13.5 and 13.5. 2.35 and 2.35. And 0.15. And 0.15. And now let's label the axis, the horizontal axis. The standard deviation is 7, so plus 7, plus 7, plus 7, and minus 7, minus 7, minus 7. That's part A. Part B, what percent of students scored between a 63 and a 77? So it's going to be these two added together. See, 63 and 77. Add up these two and you get 47.5%. If there are 80 students in the class, about how many scored between a 77 and an 88? So what you're going to do is you're going to take the 80 because there's 80 students, and you're going to multiply what percent? 77, 84? 34%. So you multiply by 0.34. I'll give you 27.2, and you can just round that to about 27 students. If there are 80 students in the class, how many scored between a 70 and a 98? You're going to add up these 4. Okay. This one, and this one. Add up those four. 34 plus 34 plus 13.5 plus 2.35. That gives you 83.85. So you're going to do 80 times 0.8385. Okay. I'll give you 67.08. And just round that and say about 67 students. Okay, last one. I'll go a little faster this time because it's very similar to the one we just did. First, construct the normal distribution curve. The speed limit is 65 miles per hour and the standard deviation is 3 miles per hour. So draw your normal distribution curve. The average is 65, that goes in the middle. Draw our intervals. %, and 34, 13.5 and 13.5, 2.35 and 2.35, and then 0.15 and 0.15. Okay. Standard deviation is 3, so plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, and then minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. Part B, what percent of the cars drove between 59 and 71 miles per hour? So add up all those sections. 13.5 plus 34 plus 34 plus 13.5, and you'll see that gives you 95%. If there were 1,500 cars on the highway, about how many drove between 62 and 65 miles per hour? You take 1,500 and multiply it by whatever that percent is. Between 62 and 65 miles per hour is 34%. So multiply 1,500 by 0.34. Gives you 510. Exactly. Now remember, it's still an approximation, so I'm just going to say about 510 cars. %84 of cars drove faster than what speed? Okay. So you're going to work backwards until you get up to 84%. Okay. And it's going to be right here. Okay. Because if you add up 0.15 plus 2.35 plus 13.5 plus 34 plus 34, that equals 84%. So 84% drove faster than 62 miles per hour. Okay. And that is the end of the quiz review. That quiz review was on different measures of central tendency, such as mean, median, mode, and range. It was on visual representations of data, and it was on normal distribution curve.